Madam Speaker, this program is not about choice. It gives money to certain people in certain situations who are not necessarily those who need the support the most. Now, the minister cherry-picked quotes that she'd received. I'd like to share and put on the records a quote from a childcare operator in my riding, and I'd like her response to it. This person writes and wrote to the HUMA committee, the childcare industry in Canada is in crisis today as a result of the federal government's overreach through this program, and I fear that C-35 does not sufficiently recognize that Canada's current childcare system still depends on thousands of private operators despite the directional preference for the not-for-profit business model. The on-the-ground experience of private operators reflects that this model is currently not meeting its promised intentions for affordable, equitable, accessible, high-quality childcare for families as wait lists soar around the country, creating inaccessible and inequitable access to the promised affordable childcare, which is preventing parents from re-entering the workforce. She says later, while both levels of government made flashy announcements about how they are creating affordable childcare for families, small businesses often run by women and new Canadians are being forced into bankruptcy and staff face extreme burnout, while frustrated parents are in fact unable to access the promised affordable, equitable and accessible childcare the governments have announced. Why didn't the minister read that quotation as part of her motivation for this bill?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I mean, it's kind of disappointing from the Conservatives that they focus on the negative instead of focusing on how we're actually trying to work to improve this. But I mean, at the end of the day, they did vote in favour of the bill, so I hope they will continue to do that. But I think it's also really important because the Conservatives keep saying that private operators are shut out. That's just not true. And particularly in Alberta, we've negotiated an increase in private for-profit operations, with regards to 45%, with regards to 22,500 additional spaces in the for-profit sector. So the Conservatives keep focusing on that. They keep saying it. It's just not true, Madam Speaker. And, we want to see that increase in childcare spaces. We do say that, we want to prioritize not-for-profit growth because these are public dollars, but private operators are absolutely not shut out. And in fact, all existing private operators across the country are grandfathered in. I didn't say there wouldn't be challenges. We're building something new. We've never had a childcare system before, but instead of saying, let's do nothing, those challenges exist, rip the bill up, I'm saying no, let's actually continue to work on this and let's build a better system that works for everyone. Thank you, Madam
What the CCB does.
She said, why are you so negative? These Conservatives, they're always criticizing. They're so negative about the things we're trying to do. And I think our job in this place, Madam Speaker, is to tell the truth. And if telling the truth about the trajectory of government policy involves pointing out that there are flaws, there are risks, and we hear this accusation a lot from the government, by the way. A couple of years ago when our leader was talking about how overspending was going to lead to inflation, they said, you're being so negative, but it was true. It was true.